right. Well, just man, really proud of our team. It's never easy to win anywhere, but it's really hard to win on the road, and it's really hard to win in Tallahassee. And I'm just really proud of our guys. Hard fought game. We got off to a really good start, and had a couple lulls, but we battled really hard, and a lot of good stuff in the game, man. Offensively, 500 yards, very balanced, 265 rushing, 6.6 a carry. I knew Maffa at some point was gonna take it over. 159 yards rushing for him. Really proud of him. He was 6-something a carry, and Zero had a career high, I think 157 all-purpose, and honestly had a couple of close misses that he's frustrated with that he almost had. So he just continues to be a really good spark. We got a lot of guys making plays. 10 and 12 made some plays. One came up big for us, big touchdown, had a big third down conversion. There was a lot of good stuff. Man, big thing for me coming in the game was not letting them run the ball. And they rushed for 22 yards. So we had a couple of little breakdowns here or there. I was really disappointed on the 4th and 11 when we let the quarterback outside of us there, but because we could have really put it away right there and gave up a late score. But the fact that we held them to 22 yards rushing, I mean, that's the difference in the game. We rushed for 159, they rushed for 22. You're going to win a lot of football games that way. So wish we could have finished a couple more in the red zone. But, man, how about Nolan Hooser? First time we've had 5 field goals since 2011, Cat and Zero, and obviously very disappointed in the blocks. Just really poor technique and fundamentals there that we got to get cleaned up but the school record is 7, and we had 2 blocked, and I just hate that for him. But he's a freshman, and hey man, I'm not going to be greedy. Y'all all around here last year with our kicking woes to see a kid go out there and make 5 field goals on the road. Man, I'm super proud of him, and I'm really just the execution, the battery did a really good job there. So it was awesome. We had a couple big punt returns in the game that created some field position, and then again defensively, a couple sacks, the interception. That's the 4th game in a row we've won the turnover margin. So something that we were really poor at last year. 2 things, obviously making kicks and winning the turnover margin. And then explosive plays. We're really doing all 3 of those things very well and consistently. So I'm really proud of that aspect of it. But plenty that we can do better. As we continue to grow our team, there's good, there's bad. But it was a very sound win tonight, and then I also I think you saw a lot of good things from Florida State tonight. Those kids, they didn't quit. It's a team that's 1-4, and they're down a few scores, and they kept battling. And I think that says a lot about their coaches, and it says a lot about their team, because they just kept competing, and that's a good sign. So. Obviously, again, it went our way tonight, but just really proud of our team and really appreciate our fans too. I always tell them our plan to win travels, and so does our fans. And we had another good group here tonight. So, end of the day, we held serve. We're still in control of our ACC destiny, and that's what we came to do. We're just trying to, 1 week at a time, find a way to win. And then reset, learn, grow. Figure out who can play, who can't, put a plan together, and go to battle again the next week. So, but I always say great teams win on the road. We're not a great team yet, but we took a step forward to be able to come on the road and win in a sound way against a team that was picked preseason top 10, and most of y'all picked them to win the league. It's a really talented football team. A lot of good players on that team. So I'm proud of our guys for that, but. We just got to keep going. We got to keep being consistent in our preparation, and hopefully that'll lead to the type of consistency in our performance that we all want to have. So, fun night, and another big one next week at Wake Forest. But again, just proud of our team and our staff for getting this done tonight.
We talked about it after the game last week, but to pass Bobby Bowden Field tonight, Just your initial reaction of being the most winningest coach in ACC history.
Yeah, listen, I'm just blessed and I'm very honored. I don't want to downplay it. There's been a lot of coaches coaching this league for a long time, 80 years, however long this league's been around. So it's a blessing. And I honestly think Coach Bowden's probably smiling. Somebody's got to break it, and somebody will break this record one of these days. And all I can tell you is that's never been a goal of mine. I'm honored, I'm blessed, but that's not ever anything I've ever even dreamed about or cared about or thought about doing. Those type of things. If Coach Bowden was here right now, he'd tell you the same thing. Those type of things, whoever the winningest coach is or the coach of the year, that happens because you got great players and great coaches and kids that buy in, and great administration. And so, I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I've been able to be at this place for 16 and a half years. 16 years ago, almost to the day, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, I came down here with one win. And had to meet Bobby Bowden at midfield, and I'll never forget that. Get a picture in my office, and never in my imagination would I think 16 years later we'd be sitting here having this conversation. But that's how God works, and I just give all the glory to God. I'm just thankful. But honestly, as I said last week, my name may be on the list, but ain't nobody better than Bobby Bowden. And that's just a fact. He's amazing, and honestly, if I could just have half the impact on my players' lives that Bobby Bowden had on his, then I will have lived a good life of purpose. All right, and that's just really that simple. Because he won, but man, he loved his players and he impacted them. He shaped their lives. He created transformation in their lives, and that's. If I can be half of that throughout my life, then that's a life well lived. And it's never been about any of that stuff. I'm blessed. I'm honored. I'm thankful. But man, we've had so many great players, so many great coaches and staff that are a part of that. So it's fun to be able to just move forward. I just want to be Wake Forest. I just want to go beat Wake Forest and reset, get back to practice on Monday, and see if we can. Keep building something special this year.
Coach, you're upset with your run defense last week. You mentioned it, 22 yards tonight. Did it feel like Florida State abandoned the run at one point?
Yeah, they got down. I think they knew they weren't going to just grind it out on us down the field, and so they had to try to create some chunks, and we gave them a couple of them and a couple of busts. And again, the 4th and 11, we had really good coverage, and he did a nice job of getting outside of us and scrambling for 12 yards to get it. But I think they set the tone early that we weren't going to allow them to run the ball, and that showed up early. So and again, the way the game went, and all of a sudden you get almost a 3-score lead. Just put a little more pressure on them on how they were going to have to play.
Compared to how you won tonight, kind of grinding out fashion, like you did the 3 previous games, quick strike. You get maybe a little satisfaction knowing you could do it both ways.
Yeah, we need. Last week, I thought was, as I said, we had a little bit of tension and sometimes and a little bit of strain. And last week we needed to. We had a lot of red zone defense, and we really did a great job in the red zone. So it was good to see that. But listen, as you go through your schedule, you're gonna. First of all, we're going to get everybody's best. That's just a given. Everybody we play, you're going to get whatever their best is, we're going to get it. So you have to be ready for that. But it's good to see us win different ways. To make 5 field goals, because we've been so good finishing with a bunch of touchdowns. So to be able to, and we had some explosive plays, but to put some drives together. Honestly, we didn't get points, but the drive that came from we were inside the 10, and we drove it all the way, pinned them on the 4. That's winning football. Those are things that you don't really see in the stat line and stuff like that, but that's winning football. To flip the field like that, and then we went 3 and out. And then we were able to put a drive together, and I think they blocked the kick right there. So I was really disappointed in that. But there was a lot of good stuff in the game situationally. I thought the 2-minute drive was awesome. It was like maybe 11 plays. How many plays was in that 2-minute drive? 11 or 12 plays, a minute. I think it was a minute 20, and we had 2 timeouts. And we haven't had a lot of 2-minute situations this year. And so to put a 2-minute drive together and get points, backed up with 2 timeouts, minute 20, that was awesome. Get the stop and then put the drive together. I just really, that was some good stuff, So a lot of good things that we can build on for sure in the game, both just some of our base offense, defense stuff, but also some situational stuff that'll help us grow.
12 plays in a minute.
12 plays. Minute 12, there you go. Minute 12. 2 timeouts. That was really good. Really good execution. I thought Cade played great. Again, gritty, made some plays with his leg. What he rushed for?
62.
He averaged 5.6 a carry. He's just been a difference maker for us in his recognition. He's been much more opportunistic, with just there's been some things that have broken down, but he's had good recognition, especially versus man coverage, and has really made some big plays. So proud of him. He's made some great throws. He's seeing the field. He's got command. He made some tight throws. So just overall, there were a couple 3rd downs I thought we could have finished on, but again, not perfect, but a lot of good stuff.
What did you see on the 2 field goal blocks? You said
Just absolutely horrible on the left side at tight end and wing. Yeah, awful. It's that simple. Just absolutely did not do what we coach them to do, so that's on us as coaches. Just we put that on tape. That'll come. You put that on tape, you better get ready. So really disappointed in our technique fundamentals there. It's really poor.
What kind of happened on Club McGee? Missed the play. We got, I think he was scrambling.
Just got shook up. Yeah, he just got shook up, and they made him come out to make sure he was okay.
Is that a situation where he comes to the sideline and you say, next time will you go down rather than initiate contact?
No, not really. After he didn't get the 1st down, and that was that Stanford.
Yep.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to go get a few of those. We're gonna need him. So he's got to be smart, but he's also got to lead his team. And that was a good play, but he bounced back, and then CV comes in and we take a shot right out of the gate with 17, and it's there. We're about to hit a touchdown. They tackled Wesco. I loved it. That was fun. That was good. Good to see CV get in there and not flinch. It was good.
Hampton had some good plays tonight. Seems like your confidence in him is growing.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. We had a couple of technique things out there today at corner that really we got to be better at. Just some, when we're playing our press technique, when we're playing our catch technique, and knowing where the sticks are, and then just we had a couple things with our eyes, but he's ready to roll. He's a guy we trust, and it was good to see him go in there. Had a big tackle, had a really big tackle one time, so. He's a kid that just continues to improve.
To get to the red zone 6 times and just field goal attempts, looking back at the play calling, what do you think? Something off or?
I watched the tape. I need to see the tape and really see exactly before I can give you a really better answer. But I think the biggest thing is we just missed on a few plays. Honestly, there's probably when we watch it, there's probably a couple things that we'd probably maybe call different, but I need to see it and watch it on the plane home. Again though, you got to come away with points, and to be able to do that was really good. However you get them, they add up.
Outside of that SMU game, Florida State's defense has been pretty good this season. It seemed like they were pretty tough in the red zone.
Yeah, I told y'all coming into here, they got some dudes now. Every one of them guys on that defensive line going to be drafted. Every one of them. They got guys that can run. They were very aggressive with their style. And again, I really like the fact that we stayed committed to the run, and we felt like we could eventually pop some and wear them down a little bit. But it was. They're really good. They're a really good group. And again, they showed up ready to play and competed. I thought they competed all the way to the end. And again, that says a lot about their team.
But you said earlier we're not a great team yet. What will make this a great team?
Just consistency and performance. Just keep improving. All the little things that we need to get better at, that we see on tape, and you gotta you know, again, you got to win on the road. So we've done that now, but now we got to create the consistency. You know, we got another one next week, and so you just got to keep rolling. There's a lot of things that we need to improve on. We were down a few players tonight too, and we had a couple guys back. You know, how about Adam Randall? You know, ready to play. I mean, I'm glad we didn't have to play him, but he was here and ready to play. Just amazing to me. I mean, absolutely amazing. So, you know, we just got to keep rolling, clean up the mistakes, and just keep cutting down on some of the you know, breakdowns here and there, and just becoming a smarter, more intelligent team. Guys are playing hard, they're playing tough, so time will tell. We just got to continue to go. We've won four games. That's it. You know, you ain't gonna be a great team at 4 wins. You got to keep going. You know, so if they got the courage to continue, then we'll have a chance. But we've got the ingredients. You know, we got a really good quarterback playing at a high level. We're playing well in the trenches. We got some explosiveness. We got our special teams is showing up. So, you know, we've got a chance, but we just got to continue to, you know, stay hungry, stay humble, keep preparing the way we need to. Every single week's the biggest game of the year. It's playoff football every week, and, you know, in league play. That's what it is.
Do you think Jaheim Lawson played his best game tonight of his career?
I don't know. We'll see. I thought he did some good things last week. It's hard for me to say he played his best game until I can watch the tape, but, I mean, he's getting better. He's really growing up and flashing, and he has a presence out there. You know, he plays with his length, and he's a strong-handed kid, and he's a high-motor guy. So I love everything about, you know, Jaheim. I think, and he's just a redshirt sophomore, so he's got a lot more football in front of him. But it's his first year to really play, and he's taking advantage of it. And he's had some opportunity. We got Peter back tonight, and you know, he hadn't played. You know, he'll get. Today was the day. He's been day to day. Today was the day. Chapel, today was the day. So he'll be back, and so hopefully he can have a real full practice next week. You know, we kind of had to, what's the word I'm looking, acclimatize him back last week. So hopefully we can have a really full week of practice, and that's going to help him just kind of get back into football mode, because he hadn't played since the first half of the App game. So, you know, nice to have him back out there as well.
Ashton Hampton got a lot of playing time, seemed like, from the second quarter on. Was that just because he's a Tallahassee guy, or was it
No.
Jaden Lucas getting hurt? I mean, what was the deal?
No. We're not trying to win. You know, we're not trying to make moms happy. No, he's just a good player, and we had a couple mistakes, and we just kind of put him in there to, you know, and he made a couple nice plays. And we were really high on Ashton. I mean, he's going to be a very, very good player for sure.
Sewell and Stephylan didn't travel.
Yeah, both were out.
Injury.
Both were out. Yeah, they hopefully both will be back Monday. But anticipate both being back next week.
Any questions virtually for Coach? Anybody else in the room?
And Colin Sadler, he was available, but
Yep.
some emergencies.
Yeah, same thing with him. He had a little bit of a flare up this week, and so he really didn't. They really didn't. He wasn't really able to practice until did a little bit on Thursday, but he actually felt pretty good tonight. So he same thing. He and Adam were kind of in the same category. Could play if we needed him, but I'm thankful we were able to hold both of them.
Setting one of the ESPN mid quarters that someone was injured on the field goal blocking unit visual, or you were down.
That was
person?
Burley.
Okay.
Burley went down, and but he came back later, but we took him off field goal. So again, just, you know, we gotta get that fixed. It's disappointing. Poor.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.